So here in Clovis, California, getting ready to flush out this Rinnai water heater. And it's RL75. This is a Bonadelli home outside in the recessed wall box. So first thing you want to do is shut off the, and there's no cold water shut off here. So first thing is going to be shut the gas off and shut the power off. And then we'll take another video in a minute here. So we're still in Clovis, California, and we started to take a video, and then we had a snag with the pumping system. And so we're going to back up and give you a little hint that you may or may not need to use. This switch, when you lower this, there was a little foam gasket sitting in here that when you drop this down, it turned the unit back on. And right now it's off. And so that's the little gasket that was in there. You're supposed to remove that. So whenever it's down, it's on, which is fine because it should always be on. But to run the unit or to do the flush on this unit, that needs to be off and the gas needs to be off. However, before you even start on this, what I recommend is do this. Come out here if the unit hasn't been run. Go ahead and activate this line right here. This is the relief valve. Open it up. And what you'll begin to hear inside the unit is sensors will start to open. It'll be probably audibly 3 clicks. 1, 2, 3 clicks. And then you'll hear the burner come on. And obviously you'll feel the heat, the exhaust coming out of this portion of the unit right here. Once you hear that, then go ahead, shut the power off, shut the gas off, and then hook your pump up and get ready to go. So the first part of the video did not show that, and like I say, we ran into trouble. The sensors were closed, so it wouldn't pump the vinegar through the unit. And so what we did, we went through the process that we just explained. From there, the waters normally are down, or they're vertical or in line with the pipe. So that's the cold water. Right now, the cold water is off, and the hot water is off. So what you do after you've shut off the power and the gas is you shut off the cold water and you shut off the hot water. And then you come over and you hook up your hoses. Blue hose here, you go ahead and hook it up to the blue side, which is the cold side, and hot, hook it up to the hot side. Before you hook it up to the pump and the vinegar, I recommend that you take both these hoses and just run them out over onto your sidewalk, your side yard, anywhere, it doesn't matter. Go ahead and activate this relief line one more time. Now keep in mind the unit is off at this point, so the gas is off, power is off, so nothing's gonna happen. Open this up, it relieves the air pocket that's in there, and all the water that's remaining in the unit from use will drain out of these hoses. Once it's fully drained down, go ahead and let go of this and hook your hoses up. Blue, the pump, and hot, back down into the bucket. Loop it around something down here so that it doesn't squirt out of there. If the flow's good, it will jump out of there, so just loop it down. And then 3 gallons of vinegar, distilled white, not apple cider. Dump it in there, plug that pump in, and you're good to go. And now the only portion left is wait for an hour. And then we'll take another video when we're getting ready to flush out the vinegar out of that. So we're still in Clovis, California. We just finished with the 3 gallons that's just distilled white vinegar. And what we've done is gone ahead and it's super easy at this point to flush out these lines. Just disconnect them from the pump. We're actually flushing out our pumps right now. We don't like to leave vinegar in them, so we're taking fresh water and just recirculating it back into the bucket. But these 2 hoses that were previously hooked up, the cold was hooked up to the pump, and the hot was hooked up, or I'm sorry, the cold was hooked up to the cold side, hot side. Now they're simply undone. Hot and cold. And if you take these guys, and which I'm not sure if I can hold them and show you at the same time and take a video, but you can see hot and cold. If you turn on this cold side, it'll start coming out of the cold line first, right there. And then if you turn it on a little bit more, it'll start coming out of the hot side as well. And of course, if you turn the valve on all the way, sorry about that. Shut this off real quick. And if you turn it on all the way, we'll just show you out this way. If you turn it on all the way, this is the hot hose that I'm holding, and that's the valve we're talking about, the cold. If you just simply turn it on all the way, it'll shoot hot water out. Okay. So this is how you're flushing it out. Right now you've got cold water going into the unit and hot water coming out. And I've already done this. I'm going to shut this back off and show you what to do here. This hose, you want to get that guy off of there. Actually, we're going to leave it on, and we're going to do one more thing for you. Right up in here, you can see there's a little plug. And what I like to do is take a pair of needle nose pliers and put it in there and just turn it counterclockwise a little bit. And then this will unscrew by hand. And if it doesn't, you know, just use your needle nose pliers and just spin it. Keep turning it counterclockwise. It'll come out of there. And unscrew that guy. And that is going to enable you to see the screen. So you want to check this for debris. If it's too clogged up, you know, just clean it in some vinegar or go ahead and dump it in some water. If the screen gets too bad and you can't get it clean, you can buy these at Amazon and have it shipped to you. This one's not so bad. A little bit of debris in the bottom. So that's good. You want to get I'm going to get one major chunk out of there and then go ahead and continue this video. Okay, so once we're still in Clovis, and once you get that screen pulled out and cleaned out, go ahead and screw it back in. Don't over tighten it. There's an O-ring around the outside. You tighten it until it's snug. Use your your little needle nose pliers if you have to. Just take those fellers and tighten them up. They fit in there pretty nice. Go ahead and tighten that back down, and then once you're done with that, you could go ahead and unscrew this cold hose, and this is the easiest way to flush it out. Take that cold hose all the way off, and then take one of your caps, make sure the gasket's on there, put it back on there, because like I say, these valves, they're not so great because they don't give you the option. There's no off for these, so when you start turning the handle, this handle, it comes out through here partially, goes into the tank partially, and then when it's full on, just the tank. But not a big fan of it because you can't control it. So there's the hot coming out of the unit right to there, and we've already flushed about 5 gallons of water in here, but just to show you that guy right there, I'm going to hold it with my foot, and when we turn this cold on, you can see there's that water. So you can flush 5 gallons out of there, just let it run down the side yard, whatever, and that is going to help flush the residual vinegar out of the unit. As you can see, the valve to the house, the hot side, this is the direction of flow. It goes down into the plumbing for the home. So you can see it's still off, and we're to the home, but it's coming out right here. So like I say, the other style valves, it has a separate shutoff on top that goes back and forth, so you can control this. Anyway, so we flushed this out, turn the cold water back off, you're all good. And then from there, same thing. Go ahead and undo the hot side, and see if I can get it. I don't know if I'm even filming it, but unscrew that guy, get that guy off there. Same thing, get the other cap back. It's a safety cap, is really all it is. Get this guy off of there. Hard time with that. There you go. And then make sure that you got the gasket on there. So right there, gasket. Come over here. And the reason why I like the other valves is you can see water rolls out of these when you're working on them, and it just floods the bottom of the compartment. So I got a big towel right there. So anyways, these are Jomar valves. I use Webstone or Norritz. They have two valves on there. One valve for the flush, one valve for the home on both sides. So there's actually 4 valves on there. So you're good right now. You flush the unit. And then with vinegar, the heat exchanger, then you flush the heat exchanger with water. You've gotten the safety caps back on, which means now you can safely turn the cold water on back to the home, and you can turn the hot water on back to the home. And so you can see everything is still connected, everything's good. Now to get it going, gas goes back on, which means perpendicular up and down. And then of course power here, flip it up, and you can hear maybe So basically that's the unit getting turned on. You'll hit a little Sounds like a 56K modem going on there. Anyways, that's the unit getting ready to fire and to work. So now that it's all back together, what we'd like to do is test it to make sure we have hot water. You can certainly do it in the home, but while we're out here, what we like to do is go ahead and activate this relief valve one more time, and then you should hear the click, 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 and then the burner come on, and we'll do that right now. You can see there's that heat blows into the camera. So we got hot water. Burner's going. Burner's off. You can hear it. And then this thing, what it does, it ramps down. All the little sensors in here take place. You know, it goes ahead and ramps the unit down, gets the exhaust out of the unit, and shuts it off. So it's in good shape. That's as thorough as a video we can document for flush. We have other ones that show different valve styles that might be more helpful to you, but this was from start to finish, helps you to see, you know, what to do. So again, you've got, you know, you come in, activate the unit. If it hasn't been running, you activate it, because it opens up the water flow control sensors in here so that we know that the water will flow through here, more specifically the vinegar. Once you've done that, and you hear that burner come on and you feel the exhaust coming out, you just let go of the switch, immediately shut the gas off, shut the power off, which is down, and then go ahead and hook up your hoses, and you know what to do from there. You know, it'd be nice if you had some nice valves in here, but these work just fine. So anyways, we won't go over the details again. We've got a pretty good video here. We'll get that over to you in your receipt, and then any questions, of course, along the way during your next flush, give us a holler. We'll walk you through it. Outside of that, this service call is done.